So, as far as I remember, we just popped up on this planet called Earth. One day, we don't even remember how it all started. All we have glimpses of the past, the good moments from our childhood, when life felt complete. We were curious about everything, and that curiosity wasn't random. It comes from our own life experiences. Yet, no matter how much we see or hear someone, there is no true way to feel or know if the person standing next to us shares the same soul as I have. We can see people, hear them say silly things, and we can feel warmth of their body just by touching them. But can we really tell if the person next to me has the same soul as I do? It might sound weird. I know there is no proven way to know that. I know I am alive and I can feel myself. I can feel my soul, but I can't say the same for people around us. I wish there was a way to connect on that level, like in Avatar movie, where they used their tails to link with nature through a tree. That is the type of connection I am talking about. When we were kids, everything was new and magical because we didn't know much about the world. We were learning about everything, and every new thing made us happy. But as we grew up, our perspective shifted. We began to see this world in a more logical way possible. So think about it. As children, we watched cartoons and shows where we think flying was real or that fairies and angels existed just because that's what we saw on TV on those times. Even horror movies scared us because at that moment they made more sense than anything else. But as adults, we learned that water flows for a reason, gravity has its own purpose, and even air serves a purpose as well. Now, our choices like what we eat, what we do, what we choose to watch are based on the knowledge and experience we have gathered through our experiences. So, you are here watching this video just because you are not satisfied enough with the answers society gives you, like how it all started, how life began on Earth, or how you end up here, like being on this planet. You are always curious, questioning how things work, why we are here, but some people gonna say that they watch content just for fun, to pass their time, but for those who question reality, we are always looking for more satisfactory answers that makes more sense. The more we care about finding answers, the more we feel controlled and manipulated by forces that we can't even see, like the governments or the things that we don't even know. That's why, if you ever felt different or misunderstood, drop a comment. I would love to know what you think. So, reflecting on life, I believe that two people fell in love, came together, and that's how a new life began on Earth. Like, this is what I know for now. It might sound simple, but it is not that simple. There are billions of people on this planet, and while we understand the physical body, can we truly explain the essence of who we are? Look at yourself and feel your existence. You know you are existing right now in the moment. You know you are real, but can you really say the same about the person next to you, even if it is a family member of yours? When it comes to family, my family means everything to me, and while physical bonds make sense on a smaller scale, the mystery of our inner selves remains. Even though there are theories that says life started from bacteria on an asteroid, or some says that life begins deep in the oceans where some kind of cells that evolved over time, these ideas make sense, but they only raise deeper questions. How did it all really begin? Who was the first, and what is the true purpose of everything? We are all in some way trapped in ignorance. Even science only gives us theories that leads to more questions. I have some pretty good questions and answers that I want to share, even if my story includes a lot of suffering that I don't often talk about for personal reasons. For me, life sometimes feels designed to make me suffer, and that thought is really weird. And I will talk about it if it makes sense in future to really talk about it. So now, let's talk about another theory. The idea that our lives might be controlled by something beyond us, whether it's through the manipulation of light, governments, or even fourth dimensional beings or aliens with an higher IQ. Imagine if a being with IQ of like 200 or even 1000, as per what we do to creatures like cows, pigs, and all those animals that we use for our benefits just because they are not as smart as we are. And what would those higher beings do with our existence? We will never know if this will ever happen or actually happening right now. There is not even a way to know about this. It's not just about if a higher being is controlling us, but what if we never get to know what we are being controlled or not? Like, nobody wants to escape a prison until they know they are in actual one. What? What if reality isn't something we can truly understand? Like, in a traditional sense, at least? What if it's more like a code that rewrites itself the time we think we have figured it out? Would you still chase after the answers or accept that some things are meant to be unknown? Think of reality as a self repairing code. Every time you think you have figured it out, it rewrites itself, becoming even more complex. It's like being trapped inside a tent made of fabric. You take a knife and cut through it, thinking you have found a way out, but the moment you cut the fabric repairs itself twice as strong as before. No matter how many times you try, the system adapts, making escapes impossible. Unless you find a loophole. But what if the real solution isn't escaping but becoming part of the system in a way that gives you control over it? Maybe that's the key to truly understand reality. Perhaps the real solution is to become part of this ever changing system and learn to control it from inside. There are endless possibilities and so many questions left to discuss. Maybe one day we will find answers, or maybe one of you will get the spark from my deep thoughts to keep questioning reality. If you have any ideas or thoughts, please share them in comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts, and that's all for today. Remember, this is a world of randomness and the future is wide open for the future.